In today's video, I'm going to show you how I tripled my front lever progress in just a month. From trying to pull up to touch and not succeeding to almost doing 3 of them a month. That's crazy progress. 3 times progress in a month. It's super unusual, and I'm sharing everything here today so you can copy it and do it for yourself and progress as fast as I do. So this movement actually combines 2 movement patterns together. So in order to succeed, you have to be strong at both of them. Obviously, it contains front lever pull-up and the touch. The first one is actually more explosive strength, the pull-up, explosive. So the first one is explosive, obviously, and the touch is the isometric, which is actually a hold. Isometric. So if you want to be able to do that movement, you have to work on both of them. But this one was actually my strong point, strong. And this one, the isometric, the touch, was my weakness. So after you analyze what you are missing and what you are better at, you have a better understanding on what you should focus on your training. So obviously I focused more on the touch aspect to achieve the pull-up to touch. And if you want to break PR on a daily basis, which I'm doing in the last month or so, it's very possible, but you have to understand that it's not just by going and trying to do PR every day. It's not by doing the same thing over and over again, because that's super hard. You will not be able to go from, let's say, 4 front lever pull-ups to 5 the other session, and then 6, and then 7. It's like too much of a gap between those exercises. So you have to find smaller gaps for progress. So let's say if I'm used to do 5 pull-ups, then now I will add dead stop. Now I will add a hold afterwards. I will do something just a little bit harder than I used to do, and I will find the solution by the feeling on that specific day. So there are days that I feel stronger at explosive strength, which is pull-ups, and there are days that I feel better at isometrics. So it's all about intuition and knowing how to listen to your body. Obviously, I'm not going only by programming and structure, I'm going by my intuition. As I said before, you cannot repeat the same workout again and again. You have to find solutions to break PRs on a daily or weekly basis. So I had more than one structure. I had actually 2. So the first one actually included more of the touch aspect, which I was missing. Touch. And here is the second one. We will talk about it later. So here I was focused more on isometric holds that will actually help me with the touch. And specificity is king, as you already know. And that's the reason I started with doing touch holds. So I started with touch holds, help me and get more time under tension on that specific pattern movement. After those touch holds, I did something even more specific to the pull to touch, which is actually pull to touch. And pull to touch, how can you do it if you already said that you can't do it? So I chose a specific progression that will allow me to do it for reps. And for me it was the straddle variation that helped me a lot. And I wasn't doing pull up to touch to hold, I was doing it to dead stops. So that way I can benefit and get more reps in. And the third exercise was touch dead stop to pull-ups. to help me get a little bit more seconds in the touch position. And here is just to get strong at the explosive power. So I was combining both the isometrics and the explosive strength. And I was doing every exercise by feelings, like some exercises that took to failure, some past failure, and some not to failure. So by listening to my body with the programming, I knew how to allow my CNS to recover the best. CNS is the central nervous system, and that's the most important for skills adaptation. And here it was more about explosive strength. So the first exercise was pull-ups. Sometimes it was max pull-ups, sometimes it was more about clean, solid reps. It was combining them on different days. The second exercise was touch pulls. It was on an easier progression that allowed me to do reps on touch. And it's all about actually being in a dead stop position in touch, lowering myself just a bit and going up again to the touch. But it counts only if the dead stop are at the touch position. Then was hold to pull up. And I was going for hold to pull-ups, for example, 4 seconds hold to pull-ups, just so my stretch reflex will not help me too much, and it will be from solid and purely strength, the first pull-up. And the second option was dead stop pull-ups. In a front lever position, which means I was dead stop here, holding for 1 to 2 seconds and pull up. And again, not many athletes are talking about it, but you can make the pull-ups and the touch way easier if you implement those two things. And it's actually reducing the range of motion that you have to do in pull-ups and touch. And it counts even in competitions. So let's take this front lever for example. You can tell that I'm not that high, but if I'm implementing those two things, my front lever will be way higher and the distance between the bar and my body will actually shorten, just like that. So I have to pull less in order to touch the bar. And what I did here was doing two movements together. The first one was using false grip, and the second one was retracting my scapula. I will implement it now in pull-up, and you can see it. Doing a pull-up like this from here is way easier than doing it from here. Look how much distance it is. So if you are doing pull-ups and you're not able to do the clean ones currently, or maybe you just got tired, you can do it by a little bit pelvis momentum, just like that. Let's say I did 1 or 2 reps clean, and now I'm kinda tired. I can do it like that, and it will actually help me to get stronger. That's actually helping you as well. It's better to be like that, a little bit up with my body, than being like this, parallel but not touching the bar. So after you implement those cheat codes, it will be easier for you to learn the pull to touch, or basically progressing as fast as possible in front lever.